Hi guys, Nate here at the MyMod HQ, back again with another video. I haven't done any pre-recorded videos for the YouTube channel recently, so I thought I'd do one now. So I thought I'd do this video showing you my top 5 favourite YouTubers and why I chosen them. Of course, if you have an opinion on your favourite streamer, please let us know in the comment section. We do like to engage with you as much as possible. I like to know what all of the other favourite streamers are, just so I can dabble in it whenever I can. So if you've got any suggestions for me, put it in the comment section. And I really like making these videos, but there's a question that I'd like to ask. Do you like watching them? So you can let me know by liking the video, or alternatively give me a thumbs down if you don't like it. I'll take the honest criticism. You know, it's a given these days, but you know, I'm gonna have to say it, unfortunately. Please, 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 if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel where you get to see giveaways, new information about games, events that we have with our sponsors and things like that. We would always like to leave an impression on you, so make sure you hit that bell sign as well and get notified whenever we upload a video. So without further delay, everybody, let's get into Nate at MyMod's top 5 favourite YouTubers. Number 5, PewDiePie. So PewDiePie, I'm sure you would have heard him. I don't even think you have to enjoy YouTube to know who PewDiePie is these days. He's undoubtedly the demigod of YouTube. He has over 100 million subscribers, which is incredible to think that it only happened from one content creator. Most of the other channels that are sort of reaching that 100 million mark now are big companies that produce lots of content in all directions. And PewDiePie makes, you know, his own videos for 100 million followers. You know, that's more that's more than the population of a lot of countries on this earth. I hope I pronounced this right. Felix Kjellberg pioneered reaction gaming and made it the entertainment phenomenon that is known today. Everything from the cliche YouTube editing style to the meta boosting game reactions, and even a lot of the controversy that comes along with it. You know, no matter what demographic, age you are, there is always something entertaining that you can extract from a PewDiePie video. There's a good way of knowing he actually does a good job. My fiance, who's not a YouTuber, she doesn't watch YouTube, she will every now and then come in and sit down and watch a PewDiePie video with me. It seems to be the only sort of YouTuber that she likes, and she gets a laugh from. And I think that, you know, that's held in high regard for someone who doesn't like YouTube to sit down and watch a YouTube video. So Felix, I'll give you that, mate. In fact, I think she would probably react to PewDiePie in the same way that she would react to a celebrity if she's seen him in the street. So, you know, you have to hold that in high regard. I respect PewDiePie as a content creator because his production values are high and his editing and creation skills are always up to a very high standard. It's something to admire if you're a fledgling YouTuber who's looking to take in some inspiration to create their own content. So I do know a lot of people that aren't really into PewDiePie as a YouTuber because sometimes he can be a bit immature. But those personality traits shouldn't be undermined, because under that soft, squishy persona is actually a very intuitive, smart marketer who's propelled himself into the big leagues. And he's been with YouTube from the start as well. I would say he's sort of taken on that sort of legacy brand role that you'll find within YouTube now. So number 4, I've got Carcinogen. So I would consider PewDiePie to be sort of a mainstream YouTuber that doesn't require a specific palate or taste in order to digest and take in. I think this is why my fiance likes watching his content, because it fills a broad spectrum of entertainment and it's not, you know, specific or niche in any way. But a man needs to get his nerd on from time to time, delve deep into the world of extreme meta tactics for video games, and that's when I look at people like Carcinogen. Now, whether or not my fiance will watch this kind of content is not validation that they're doing a good or bad job. So Carcinogen, you don't have to worry about that, mate. What you will get from Carcinogen that you couldn't get from a person like PewDiePie, for example, is a certain quality of information. Carcinogen is a survival horror specialist who focuses on games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. He can speedrun them, but he can also do entire completions of the game without even being hit by a single enemy. They call them no damage runs. They're pretty incredible things to watch, actually. I'm glad that I found Carcinogen because I relate to games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill on a deeply nostalgic level. These were games that my cousins used to show me when I was little, just to scare me and make me run out of the room crying when I was a kid. And I, you know, would delve in sort of dig into them every now and then, have a little go myself, but man, I've always preferred watching these survival horror video games rather than play them. I find Carsey speedrunning Resident Evil for games done quick. I believe it might be one of the other acronyms for speedrunning, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it was GDQ. It's an absolute stark contrast to watching me play Resident Evil, for example, who relies on incompetence and fear to get through it. And I've stuck by his videos ever since the first one I watched many years ago. I've subscribed, and now almost every night I seem to end up watching a carcinogen video, so thank you for putting all that amazing content up. Number 3 is Joshy Muse. If I ever felt like I needed a question answered with regards to GTA, I've got 2 people to go to. Number 1, I would go to GTA series videos, and this is an honourable mention for them. They don't make my list, but I do watch a lot of their content, and they do some really incredible stuff with regards to looking in game files and bringing up all of the lost content that was never put to market. So Joshy Muse is a British speedrunner. He specialises in GTA games, and they're my favourite games of all time. And for the most part of my life, there's not one game that I would play more than GTA. As much as I like to think I'm good at it, and I honestly did think I was good at it at one point, especially in GTA 5, nothing would compare to how good Joshy Muse is at GTA. And he's so humble, he'd be the first one to tell you that he's not even the best. There's many thousands of players that could probably beat his runs on his games, but you know, it's all good being a speedrunner and not being able to explain your craft on video. You know, if you're camera shy, if you're not very good on the camera, I get no value out of watching your speedrun because I don't know what's happening half the time. You know, they're game-breaking glitches or jumping out of boundaries or manipulating the game in some way. That can only be explained to someone that's never speedrun before through dialogue and discourse. And what Joshy Muse gives you is entertainment, first of all, and information. What could be ineligible to the first-time viewer could be easily understood just by watching him, because he explains things so well. He doesn't expect you to know what the runner knows, and that gives an incredible insight into the game that he's playing, and it makes watching speedruns way more palatable for people who don't usually watch speedruns. Number 2, we've got Metal Jesus Rocks. Not so much of a YouTube gamer as he is of a game reviewer or collector. Metal Jesus Rocks has mastered the format of his content to be consistent and consistently strong. You know, it only takes a few video tours of his games collection, his games rooms, to know that the information you're going to get from him is good and proper. Metal Jesus' content focuses primarily on sort of the classic retro arcadey sort of game world, but he also likes to talk to his viewership on the consumer level about, you know, what you need to collect at what times, what's good in the market at the moment, what prices you should look out for, what you shouldn't look out for. All of those like cool collecting tips and consumer advice, you need to go to Metal Jesus to get. Now, sadly, he is in America, so a lot of the information isn't quite extrapolated to the European side of things, but you know, it's good to learn and take on some of that information and then make decisions for yourself. So I'm a filmmaker by trade, and I didn't start with video games. You know, I like to make short films and advertising as well. And what Metal Jesus offers is not just gaming, but he also offers things like in real life videos, travel vlogs. He did a series where he went to Japan to see all of the brand new arcade cabinets in Tokyo. You know, that kind of content, that broad spectrum of content that he offers, there's plenty of it for you to take in. And I'm finding myself constantly on his channel looking at all of the newest videos, and I think you guys should go and check him out. So there's also a strong connection to his channel with things like music and film as well. Of course, Metal Jesus Rocks, I think he's part of a heavy metal band, and he's shown his guitar collection off before. But, you know, he gets down to the bare rugged stuff like DIY, for example, about how to set up your gaming streams and, you know, where you would put your stuff in a gaming room typically. You know, all of that information can be found there, so I find it really useful. So all this plus a handful of other friendly faces that you'll find on his channel. You have links to their channels as well. He knows a lot of people in that community, in the games world. So it's a nice thing to be a part of, and I think If you have a look at it, give us. I'm pretty sure you'll be subscribing by the end of your first video. And then number 1, of course, it had to be The Dark. So in my opinion, the number 1 entertainment franchise on YouTube currently. This guy is the Dwayne Johnson of the gaming world, in my eyes. Not Tim the Tat Man, that's Tat. Not Shroud, it's old. You need Dr. Disrespect in your life. This guy is a machine. And what he has done is he has taken something which can still be considered an amateur industry in game streaming, and he is propelling it up to this sort of Hollywood level of fame. He does this seemingly from just the seat of his office chair in his gaming room, but in reality, nothing of what Dr. Disrespect does is amateur. In fact, I would go as far to say that he's pushing the barrier, the walls of what the platform offers, and he's breaking through it. And I think, with him and the introduction of a lot of other popular YouTubers now, there's going to be huge changes in the streaming world coming up in the next couple of years, just through the popularity of people like Dr. Disrespect. I mean, he does videos with multi-camera setups, he does original bespoke content, he does scripts, he does fantastic animation, he does artwork that fuses the world of fiction and reality together. He has major sponsorships, and of course, to go all with that, pro athletic capabilities. This guy is the real deal. Herschel Guy Baum, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is not without controversy, however. And you know what they say, in order to think, one has to risk being offensive. And I think that's the sort of borderline that Dr. Disrespect's on when he streams. But in the end, that's just fuel for the fire for Dr. Disrespect. And being the anti-hero, the archetype that he is, it falls right into his wheelhouse as a character, as a persona on camera. It's completely justified by his name, because if you see something that says Dr. Disrespect, you're not going to go on that channel and type in a little comment to get some respect back, are you? You're going to get some disrespect, and it's not in a crude or a horrible way. It's done in an entertaining way, and it's what no other streamers are doing at the moment. They're not personifying themselves. They're not creating character. They rely on their own personalities, which can be really bloody weak sometimes, actually. And this platform is missing that entertainment factor and that value of having great archetypes. Everything that he does is done with direction and purpose, and that's really why he's become the megastar that he is today. And you've got to hand it to that, because I don't think anybody works as hard as Dr. Disrespect in this industry at this moment in time. I really hope you enjoyed listening to what I have to say about my top 5 favorite YouTubers. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video, guys. If you've got any suggestions on who your favorite YouTuber is, or someone that I should go and look at myself, put it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, notify yourself, do all that amazing stuff. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.